guys? My name is Tausif Hussain, and today I'm excited. Are you excited? This is an exciting topic, at least for me. I love this stuff. So today we're going to be talking about my studio setup and basically what I did here. Like, studios are something like they're like personal to me, right? It's like a creative space for me to think, for me to jot down my thoughts and actually translate those thoughts into action and what you guys see on this channel. In this video, I kind of wanted to walk you guys through how I turned this spare bedroom into a fully functioning studio. And it's slightly sentimental because this is one of the last few videos I'm actually going to make in this space. So if you guys have been following my channel or like my last couple vlogs, you'll know that I'm in the process of actually moving. In another 2 weeks time, I'm gone. Like, I'm no longer here. So it's a little bit sentimental to me because this is the space where everything started for me. This is the house where I started my entire YouTube journey, my channel. I mean, it's a bittersweet feeling. The new space is going to be sick and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But until then, let's do a tour of this place. So before I get right into it, this is gonna be super informal. I'm just gonna grab this camera and maybe just start talking to you guys and just walk around this room. It's gonna be informal. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, pretty much most of the things that I'm gonna talk about in this video are gonna be linked in the description down below. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay, so before I got started in designing this whole room, the first thing I kind of did was I tried to look at a general idea in my mind or visualize what I wanted this entire space to look like. So there's a lot of planning that kind of went into it, and then even after you do everything and you set everything up, there's a lot of tweaking that goes back and forth. But generally the whole idea is, and you're gonna see this theme throughout my setup, and I'll kind of let you know as we go, but a lot of it is focused on modularity. Like, I need things to be able to be moved and shifted around. So the first thing I focused on was what kind of colors do I want to play with? And for me, that was black, white, shades of gray, shades of brown, hints of green, and hints of like purplish. You're probably gonna say, Tausif, those are like pretty much all the colors. And you may have a point, but regardless, those were the themes that I wanted to play with, and that's why I went with the following colors. So that's why I kind of got like this whole wall painted in decorator's white, and I got just this wall as an accent wall, and I got it in gray, and they're both by Benjamin Moore. Huge shout out to Becky and Chris for the suggestions here. They look awesome. Now, one of the reasons I decided to go with this whole two-tone look that you see is because of the flexibility it offers when you're filming. Like, you can literally change the settings, the theme, the look and feel of like your entire video or even the photos that you shoot just by changing the backgrounds up. So this kind of opened up a lot more opportunities for me to play with different things and different aesthetics, because some things just kind of look good against a white wall, like my actual desk setup, and some things just look good against a black wall. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is the most exciting of them all, which is the tools of the craft, the strings of the puppeteer, the enablers of your mind, which is the filmmaking gear and equipment. Okay, so right behind this lens, I have an EOS R, which you can see here. So the reason why I kind of go with an EOS R is because it just works for me currently, is mainly because of this flippy screen right here. This flippy screen makes all the difference in the world when you're trying to get shots off and you're a one-man team and you're just trying to get shots in a pinch. Then that flippy screen is amazing. Another reason is it has wicked Canon color science. I love the way the image looks right out of the camera. It's also easier for me to grade with C-Log, and it also has higher bit rates. And of course, the super awesome Canon glass, which by the way is a 15 to 35 RF lens. Now this lens is super awesome, and the main reason I got it is because, especially if you're shooting in 4K, there's like a pretty massive crop that this camera does. It's pretty notorious for it. But having this 15 to 35 lens just makes it a lot easier because you can just go on the widest end and you can still semi-vlog in 4K, but it gives you a decent wide image. Now, usually on top of this is something that I use called the Ninja V, which is a pretty common combination, simply because this is an external monitor and an external recorder. But the main reason people use the Ninja V with the EOS R is because it allows you to shoot in 4K 10-bit 422. So I like using it. It works well for me. Now this whole thing usually I place right here somewhere, and it sits on this guy here, which is a Manfrotto 502 video head, I believe, and that's sitting on a pair of Benro carbon fiber tripod legs. This video head works pretty cool. I also have this RC2 mount from Manfrotto. Now this RC2 mount has saved me tons of time. I pretty much put it on all my gadgets. Now, over to the left, this contraption. Now this little thing is my audio rig, and super shout out to Caleb from DSLR Video Shooter. Now this thing is basically, there is a Rode NTG4 Plus on here, which is the mic that I use, which is then wired up onto this Rode boom mic, which is then screwed over here, if you can see. It's screwed into this little thing, which is called, it's called like an impact baby adapter or something like that. All the stuff is going to be in the description down below, so don't worry about it. If you want to build the same exact thing, you can go ahead and check those things out, and that should help you out. This adapter is then connected to this, it's basically a stand called the Impact Folding Wheels Adjustable Stand or something like that. But yeah, so that's what it's on. And if you notice, this whole thing is on wheels. Again, as I mentioned at the start of this video, that's one of the overarching themes that you're gonna see in this whole video, is everything I have is on wheels. This audio stand is something that I'm gonna take with me throughout this room, depending on wherever I'm recording, so super important to have it on wheels. So in order to record all the audio, I have this whole mic system plugged into this, which is the MixPre 3 2. And it works really well. It has tons of cool features. I'll get into that in maybe a future video, but I can adjust all my levels. This is a touch screen, and that whole thing is being powered by this little portable charger from Aki. You can pretty much use anything that's big enough that will last. This is basically a Neewer friction arm. I'm not saying Neewer, the company's actually called Neewer, N-E-E-W-E-R. And the friction arm is used to mount this little guy, which is a cheese plate. And the cheese plate is used to mount this guy, the MixPre 3, which is then powered by this. And the whole thing comes full package. Now going from here over to my right side is where I usually have my key light. This is none other than the Aperture 120D with the light dome, and basically, yeah, this is what kind of lights all my videos. When I'm sitting on the chair, I kind of just point this towards me at an angle so it doesn't hit my glasses as much, and that's that. Bob's your uncle. Now quickly, this whole Aperture 120D is mounted on this heavy duty Neewer light stand. You gotta use heavy duty because, yo, these things are pretty massive. Like they pretty much cover up majority of my room. But I got it on there, and then also, if you can tell, I got wheels on this, and they're called like Neewer wheels or something like that, but they're basically adjustable, and you're able to kind of move it around, lock it if you need to, like, there you go, it's locked. And then it won't go, anywhere, but you can unlock it. Okay, so the last two items are basically starting with this guy. So basically I use this for all my overhead shots. I just kind of wanted something that was flexible that I could just take anywhere with me and set it up in different locations if I need to. And that's what this kind of does for me. I can adjust the height of it, and then I also can open this up, and this allows me to extend this thing. On this end, I have another one of those RC2 Manfrotto plates that I talked about. So I could literally take this camera and just latch it on here. No hassle, no need to play around with it. Right below it, what you see here is I have a friction arm, which I just reduced the friction of. I do not know why, but yeah, so basically I use this friction arm to put a monitor on here. Okay, and the last piece of gear I'm gonna talk about is this guy. Now this is basically how all the magic happens. So this guy here is called the Rhino Arc 2, and I basically won this from Rhino like a while back. I have this mounted on the shorter Rhino carbon rails with the whole system. So this allows me to get like super nice, smooth slider shots, and that's how I can accomplish those with this guy. But the most exciting gear, okay, well, not the most exciting, but one of the most exciting gears in here is this tripod. And let me show you why. Boom! You see that? I can literally change the elevation of this tripod and just lock it in on whatever I need to. So this tripod is a Sachtler Flowtech 75, and it is hands down the best tripod I own. It is so good. Okay, so that pretty much sums up a lot of stuff that I've actually been using in order to make these videos for you guys. Now, over to my desk setup. Now, I actually made a fully dedicated and detailed desk setup video just like a couple weeks ago. I'll link it up here somewhere, and also I'll link it in the description down below. So if you guys are interested in something more detailed and want to see the entire desk setup and how I built it, then make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. Okay, so the high-level idea here was to build a natural, mobile, and minimal desk setup. I feel that a good desk setup tells a great story. A story about who that person is and what they value at that moment in time. For me, for example, that is reducing the clutter around me and embracing the outdoors more. Leaning into that is the centerpiece of this entire setup, which is the Bamboo Jarvis standing desk by Fully. I've customized it to have wire grommets, an OLED memory panel, a monitor arm, these super strong magnetic desk hooks, and a bamboo desk drawer. And my favorite feature, these wheels, so it can be fully mobile whenever I want it to be. Now, further to the nature theme, right below where I stand is something called the Move Mat by Eris, which is basically designed to imitate and simulate the forest floor by including things like a bunch of bumps and shapes in order to massage your feet with. My chair of choice is the highly unconventional Capisco chair by Heg, which was basically designed for those people who can't sit still and also like ergonomics. This whole setup is driven by my 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is stored inside this Pen Elcom under-desk lockable drawer. This is then connected to my monitor of choice, which is the LG ultra-wide 5K display. Now, as for my accessories up top, in order to complement the bamboo, I went with a slightly darker wood and black leather from Grovemade. And I did this in order to have that little bit of a pop of color separation. Lighting up my desk is my favorite aesthetic light, which is the Brighttech Circle LED lamp. Now, because I do a lot of voiceovers and sometimes I record podcasts, I have a Shure SM7B wired up to the cleanest boom arm I could find, which is the Blue Compass. Lastly, it wouldn't be a natural desk setup without some vegetation. For me, that comes in the form of a succulent, a cactus, and a majesty palm. Also, huge shout out to Fully, whom I partnered with for this video. A bunch of stuff that I furnished my studio with is from them, which I'm gonna talk about. So yeah, I'll have them linked in the description down below. Check out their stuff, it's actually really great. Okay, so now that we kind of discussed my desk setup, I kind of wanted to go over this table back here. So this table is also by Fully. I believe they call it like a side table, and it's neat because it completely matches my actual desk setup and my desk table, so it kind of just fits all in together. This table is also bamboo, and I kind of use this for all my product shots for the most part. Also, if you notice down here, whoa, what's that? What are those? Are those wheels again? On another table? Yeah, you got it. That's right, yo, your boy got wheels. Right beside it, I have this little storage unit. This is also from Fully. I kind of love it because it matches the exact same color to the actual base of both my tables. And also it comes with this little guy, which is a cushion top. So if you ever wanted to sit on it, you could. I just generally like to put my helmet here because I have no other better place to put it. And it also kind of looks good, so I kind of just leave it there. Okay. Also, I completely forgot to mention, I also have this black table here, which is kind of folded up, but you might have seen it in previous videos of mine. But the whole idea, sometimes I just use this black table because it just looks better for the products that I'm filming. So just having that option is kind of good. This right here is also something that I use for product B-roll and stuff like that. And it's just basically a bunch of rolls of like matte PVC, like colored paper. Okay, so now for one of my other favorite categories, which is decor. These are basically two shelves from IKEA, and all I did was just nail them to the wall, and I just have some stuff that is somewhat sentimental to me that's on here. That's just something else. If you know, you know. And the other decoration piece I got was this, which is from a company called Pictura, and they basically emailed me and they're like, hey, let us know what print you like and we'll send it to you. I went through their website. They have some really cool looking stuff. I'll link them in the description down below, but this is the one that I went with. I absolutely love everything about this picture, including the colors, the tones, and just vibes, man, vibes. I also think they did a really good job with this poster. The whole thing is on canvas, so it's like it's printed on canvas. It feels really good. It looks high quality, and also it's got like this like black frame that kind of, with this like little gap here, it kind of makes it look like it's floating almost. But overall, good experience. Recommend these guys. Okay, for those of you guys who are still watching, let me know in the comment section down below, because you guys are champs. I love you guys. Okay, so the last thing that's remaining now is basically just where I stow all my gear that I'm not always using, and that area tends to be a little bit messy, so just a forewarning, I have not had time. I'm moving in 2 weeks, okay guys, and I just had a baby like 3 weeks ago, so to cut me some slack, it's gonna be a little messy. I hope you guys don't mind. Y'all ready for this? Boom. This is it. This is where I store all my other gear that I'm not using. This is super messy, so let me walk you guys through it quickly. I think I have like the Peak Design backpack over there, some camera cubes, just a random backpack I use, and my motorcycle backpack. Over here I got like my spare helmet for my wife, some helmet cleaning accessories, and like some motorcycle stuff. This is where I keep all my tripods and stuff that are on the go, tripods that I can't really store inside the room. I have my drone, which is the Mavic 2 Pro, my DJI gimbal, I think it's called the SC, I can't remember. Over there, I got a bunch of random stuff. This is where I store some of my on-the-go camera equipment. So I have like some mics, my GoPro, some lights that I use, and these are some monitors that I have here, and some other stuff that I'm working on a review for. These are some of my Apple Watch bands. This is where I charge some of my devices if I have multiple stuff. And here I just keep a bunch of like random stuff, things that I really don't know what to do with, but they're like little pieces. Okay, now let's go into some of my drawers. This is basically where I store all my cables. You'll see these are like, it's a mess, but it's like organized chaos, okay? The next drawer, I have like a bunch of like chargers and stuff like that. So you'll see some batteries. As soon as I charge them, I throw them in here so I know that these things are charged. I have some power bricks there, some SSDs and like my hard drives and things like that. In this drawer, I basically keep a bunch of accessories for my action camera, a bunch of ND filters, and also some attachments for my phone. The next drawer down, so you'll notice that as I keep going from drawer to drawer, it's just gonna get more and more dysfunctional. So in this drawer, I have like a bunch of like slider accessories and like accessories for my camera, and then the rest is just all cases. The next drawer is where I keep a lot of the filmmaking equipment that I use to create stuff. So for example, I have like a lot of like clamps and stuff in here. These things, by the way, super necessary. Huge filmmaking tool. Same with these guys. I have like a bunch of like cables and stuff back there, batteries and like fishing hook line, stuff that I basically use to make photos or videos. And that drawer, nah, I'm not even gonna open that drawer. And here is where I have a bunch of my charging equipment, drone batteries, my action camera batteries, my drill batteries. For here I have like a Belkin power bar, and I have like a bunch of other charging docks. Over down here is where I keep some more bags. This is the Peter McKinnon backpack. This is my Peak Design everyday backpack, and yeah, some other Peak Design bags. But in any case, that pretty much sums up my YouTube studio setup. It is a little bit sentimental for me because that's it. Like I said at the start of this video, this is one of the last few videos I'm gonna be recording in this space, and after that, I just got to start packing everything up in another couple days and just shipping it off. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. All the stuff that I discussed, most of the stuff is going to be linked in the description down below. If not, let me know in the comment section and I will hook it up. And I'm open to discuss. I reply to pretty much most of the comments that I can. I'm a little bit busy these days, as you know, but well, if you liked this video and found it beneficial, then make sure you guys go ahead and crush that like button. Make sure you guys go ahead, if you like content around tech, gadgets, filmmaking, and lifestyle, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And as usual, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.